JBNN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 3 men arrested after guns seized in Trelawney. 3 men have been arrested in connection with the seizure of a Stoger 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 12 rounds of ammunition. According to the Trelawney police, the gun was discovered during a targeted operation in Felix Pond, Duncans on Thursday. Also on Thursday, 2 guns and 47 rounds of ammunition were seized during a spot check along the Salt Marshman Road in Trelawney. Police report that about 8 p.m., a public passenger vehicle was searched and a bag containing 2 semi-automatic pistols, a Taurus and a Conic 9mm pistol, each with a magazine containing 17 9mm cartridges and 18 9mm cartridges respectively. An additional 12 9mm cartridges were found in the bag. The police said they are encouraging persons to share information on illegal guns, gunmen and gangs by calling the NIB tip line at 811, Crime Stopper 311, the Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Investigations are ongoing in both incidents. Record transporting car loaded with ganja intercepted on highway, 2 arrested. 2 men have been taken into police custody following the seizure of a large quantity of compressed ganja loaded in a vehicle on a wrecker. Head of the Area 3 Police, Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Glenford Miller, confirmed that the wrecker was intercepted mid-morning Friday on the Maypen leg of Highway 2000. A wrecker that was carrying a vehicle on it was intercepted on the toll road by the Clarendon and the Area 3 Special Operations Team and the Narcotics Team. When the vehicle on the wrecker was checked, it was found to contain several packages of compressed ganja, he said. Teen allegedly held with entertainer's gun gets bail. A St. Andrew teenager who was reportedly found last month with a loaded illegal gun he claimed to belong to a recording artist has been granted $150,000 bail. 18-year-old Trevon Whitfield is contending that entertainer Lugie Hamilton, otherwise called Don Tarasa, had sent him for the gun in the glove compartment of his vehicle but refused to take it when he saw the police approaching. The teenager and the 31-year-old St. Ann entertainer were both arrested and charged with illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition following the seizure of a Smith & Wesson pistol and 5 rounds of ammunition on October 2 along Red Hills Road in St. Andrew. According to reports, about 6:50 a.m., lawmen in the area responding to a call when they observed Whitfield acting in a suspicious manner. He was held on search and the illegal weapon and ammunition were found. Hamilton, who was also in the vicinity, was arrested and has reportedly claimed ownership of the weapon. On November 9, during a bail application in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, Whitfield's attorney, Carrie Duaney, argued that her client, who was 17 at the time of the incident, was deceived by the adult who had breached his trust by sending him to retrieve the weapon. The teenager was subsequently offered bail on condition that he reported the Duaney Park Police Station on Wednesdays. Hamilton was only granted bail for medical reasons. Both accused are to return to court on February 1, 2023. 9-month-old's internal organs damaged in Norwood gun attack. A 9-month-old baby girl who suffered damage to her internal organs in her arm is now fatherless after marauding gunmen opened fire in Norwood, St. James Wednesday night. Her father is one of 2 men fatally shot. 3 men were injured. The shooting comes despite an active zone of special operations (ZOZO) in the community and St. James being placed under a state of public emergency since Tuesday. The dead men have been identified as 31-year-old Delano Christie, the child's father, and 26-year-old Jordan Brown. The child was with her father as the adults enjoyed a game of Ludo at his Acker Street shop when 2 men approached the unsuspecting group and opened fire. The incident occurred about 8:15 p.m. Councillor Joshua Cummings of the Jamaica Labour Party Norwood Division described the attack as terrible and heart-rending. He is concerned that violence by some individuals continue to paint a bad impression of the community. We are very much uncomfortable with what is happening. It cannot be that you're in a space where people have the perception that this community is a violent community, and then the vast majority of people are working class people, law-abiding citizens, he pointed out. He wants the police to do more. The police need to be more aware, more alert, need to be more serious about the policing, he remarked following the incident. However, a lawman who spoke on condition that is not identified said patrols have been beefed up in the area, and despite a recent uptick, there has been a reduction in murders overall. He explained that long-standing tension within at least 4 areas has again resurfaced. 2 weeks ago, 2 men were found dead in a house on Jones Street, about 200 meters from Wednesday night's attack. After the Drone Street incident, a curfew was declared in the community as the security forces stepped up their presence in the area and also limited the movement of individuals. However, despite all that, criminals continue to plague Norwood and residents are visibly afraid. Me born and grow up on Acker Street and me have 2 daughters. To how me see things are going right now, me afraid to see me youth them a road or send them to school. Me have to carry them, one man lamented. He declined to provide his name. Me afraid right now in my own place where me born and grow. We want more police in the area. Police who can socialize with everybody would be better for we right now, he added. Another man said he has been saddened by the continued violence that has left several of his friends dead. Most of the youths them that pass off of my friend them, close friend them from day one, the whole of we grew up in the community. Me feel it for the youth them, he said. Fatal crash in Portland leaves 1 dead. Andre Jones, a resident of Windsor Castle in Portland, was pronounced dead at the Another Bay Hospital on Thursday night after he succumbed to major injuries he received from a motor vehicle collision. According to the police, Jones was riding his motorcycle towards Buff Bay at about 6:40 p.m. when he lost control and crashed into a Honda CR-V motor vehicle. He was flung from his bike and glided several feet along the road surface. The driver of the Honda CR-V was not injured, but the vehicle was damaged extensively. The Orange Bay police are currently investigating the matter. Security guard robs senior citizen. A security guard who assisted a senior citizen using an automated teller machine pleaded guilty to stealing almost $200,000 from her account. It was shared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court that on October 25, Charles White, who was posted at a financial institution in downtown Kingston, was approached by the complainant who expressed difficulty in making a withdrawal. She shared her personal identification number with White, who conducted the transaction for the complainant and handed over the monies. He did not, however, return the bank card. White, 54, subsequently withdrew $190,000 from the complainant's account. He pleaded guilty to simple larceny and access with intent to commit or facilitate the commission of an offense on Thursday. "Why did you do what you did?" quizzed Senior Parish Judge Lauren Cole Montague. A remorseful White expressed that his actions were influenced due to having insufficient funds. "Your Honor, I didn't have any money because the security work that I do is not enough, and I took it to put it back, and it ended up that it reached right here, so. I'm so sorry about that, Your Honor. I have to sell all the things in my house to make back the money," White explained to the judge. The matter was adjourned to facilitate the attendance of the complainant. White is to return to court on January 26, 2023. Victim's family storms out of court after Savannah sentencing in fatal car accident. The sister of a woman who died in a traffic accident involving reggae singer Savannah indicated her disgust Thursday after the entertainer received a non-custodial sentence for causing death by dangerous driving. The artiste, whose real name is Anna Blake, was ordered to pay a $300,000 fine or spend 2 years in prison when she appeared before Justice Courtney Day in the Westmoreland Parish Court. She is also banned from driving for the next 2 years. On October 31, the entertainer pleaded guilty to a charge of death by dangerous driving in the May 2021 accident that claimed the life of 32-year-old Ordia Cordell. According to the police, Blake was traveling along the Scott Cove Main Road in White House, Westmoreland, when the Honda City motor car she was driving collided with a Honda Fit going in the opposite direction. Cordell was a passenger traveling in the Honda Fit, sustained severe injuries, and was admitted to the Black River Hospital, where she later died. While her impact statement was being read in court, Cordell's sister, Denise Cordell, wept uncontrollably. "I'm overwhelmed with grief. She was not ready to die. She did not get to start a family," Denise Cordell's impact report said. Following the sentencing, she stormed out of court and said she did not wish to comment. Meanwhile, Marie Miller, the driver of the Honda Fit motor car, who was also injured in the accident, expressed her displeasure with the sentencing and indicated that she'll be taking further legal action. In a thoroughly written victim impact statement written by Miller and read by the prosecution, she detailed how the accident impacted her life. The report said the accident left Miller unconscious with fractured ribs and injuries to her shoulder and arm. Miller added that, following the accident, she had to deal with tremendous medical bills, months of therapy, inability to drive, and difficulty getting into a car because of the scar left by the accident. "I've been changed forever," Miller said in the report, adding that she has been affected psychologically, financially, physically, and mentally. However, that plea was not enough to sway Justice Day into handing down a custodial sentence. Justice Day said Savannah's risk of repeating the offense is low, and that, even whilst taking the victim impact report into consideration, it won't bring back the deceased. From what I understand, your risk level is low. You're not likely to repeat this incident. You also suffered injuries. You have some emotional trauma. You're also affected by it. Justice Day reasoned. The judge, in handing down the sentence, pointed to things that were in the artist's favor, including the fact that she pleaded guilty, showed remorse from the beginning, and the incident being her first offense. Meanwhile, the attorney representing the entertainer, Everton Doe, said that he was pleased with the sentencing. Mitigation worked out well. It actually worked out as we wanted it. She's sorry. She's sorry for what transpired, and she apologizes to the deceased family, Doe said. I'll get the bread for you, judge tells woman who insists on staying with abusive man. A senior parish judge on Tuesday shared some words of wisdom to a domestic violence victim who insisted on remaining in a relationship with her breadwinner abuser. The accused, Upton Thomas, pleaded guilty to the charge of unlawful wounding when he appeared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday. The allegations are that on October 22, an argument developed between Thomas and the complainant, with whom he shares 5 children. The court was told that Thomas, a locksmith, accused the complainant of being unfaithful, and after she walked away from him, he approached her and punched her in the face multiple times, causing a wound. When the victim was asked by senior parish judge Lauren Cole Montague if she was finished with him now, the complainant indicated that she was still in a relationship with him because he's the breadwinner. Don't worry, I'm going to get the bread for you. You must not stay in a relationship because somebody's the breadwinner, you know, the judge said, before advising the woman that there are systems in place to assist her. There are sufficient things to organize for your departure. If this man is abusive towards you, why would you stay? The judge asked, adding that, as one artist sang, face never make for wear a scar. If your concern is for the maintenance of your children, you can go to the family court and apply for maintenance. And it's easy. It's nothing to be intimidated about, Cole Montague said. Aiming to reach an agreement on the amount to be paid for restitution, Cole Montague asked the complainant how much money she wanted for compensation. When the woman said she was unsure, the judge asked about the amount of times he hit her, to which she said she could not count the number of times he hit her in the face. Turning to Thomas, Cole Montague gave him the opportunity to explain himself. Just the devil get the best of me, he said, to which the judge replied, you have to resist the devil. It was then decided that Thomas would pay $80,000 in restitution, of which he paid $20,000 on Tuesday. Thomas was ordered to return to court on December 16, when he'll pay another $30,000. In sports news, Glenmuir and Rossies lead Ben Francis Scale qualifiers. 5-time champions Glenmuir High School and 4-time winners Rossies High were among the winners as the Issa Ben Francis knockout got underway on Thursday with 4 first-round games. Glenmuir High beat Paul Bogle High 2-0 at York Oval, while Shamar Smith scored 2 goals to lead Rossies High to their 5-1 win over Christiana High at the Colin Miller Sports Complex in Lucy. Another former winner, Garvey Massey High, beat 7-time champions Cornwall College 3-1 at Lennon High in Mucko Clarendon, while York Castle High eliminated 6-time winner St. Elizabeth Technical 2-1 at Droxall. In the quarterfinals, the first-round winners will meet the teams that were eliminated in the quarterfinals of the DaCosta Cup on Tuesday. Garvey Massey will face defending champions Edwin Allen High. Glenmuir High faces Frome Technical. York Castle takes on Dintil Technical, and Rossies High will meet William Knapp Memorial. Shamor Smith scored twice for Rossies High as they defeat Christiana High 5-1 with Tyrone Morgan, DeAndre Brown and Chadwick Campbell providing the other 3 goals. The win came at an expense as Morgan had to be rushed to the hospital with a suspected broken leg. Paul Bogle High School finished with 8 players after 3 players were sent off in the second half of their 2-0 loss to Glenmuir High, who got goals from Orion Watson and David Reed. Cleo Clark scored twice for Garvey Massey High, and Yvonne Mary got the other in their 3-1 win over Cornwall College. Thursday's results: Cornwall College 1, Garvey Massey 3, Glenmuir 2, Paul Bogle 0, York Castle 2, Stets 1, and Christiana 1, Rossies High 5. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.